Three. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy today to have Guysell with us. Hello, Guysell. How are you?
Yes, Pierre. How are you?
Very good. You are with Check-in with Pierre B. Casual discussion with hospitality leaders. And Guysell, I'm very happy to have you. We had a brief talk just before starting this recording, but we met quite a few years ago. And your parkour, your career path is, I think, very inspiring. And I'm really looking forward to talk with you about what you've achieved and how you've achieved it, and to share this with all our viewers today. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Pierre. I'm honored.
The honor is mine. So, Guysell, if you don't mind, I will take 2 minutes to introduce you for people who don't know you and may wonder, I may not listen to this whole conversation, but I need to know who is that man. So, okay. Guysell, you have been in the industry nearly 2 decades in hospitality management and leadership. You got the CHNLA 2016 Stars of the Industry as Manager of the Year Award. And I was there, actually, so I saw it live. Congratulations again. That was a while ago, but, good job.
Hey, that was only 4 years ago. Yes, 5 years ago.
Yeah, it goes fast. You studied at City College in San Francisco, and you are a graduate from San Francisco State University with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Management. You are involved in numerous local associations, Winters Chambers of Commerce, the Winters Downtown Business Association. You are a board member and treasurer of Visit Yolo, and we'll talk about that as well later on. You can tell us what it is.
Vice President now.
My God, Vice President. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you have a very interesting career path, as I was saying. You worked in San Francisco, you worked in Mill Valley in South San Francisco, and now you're in Winters, so somehow close to Sacramento. You have a love for select service and boutique hotels. It seems that your career has been done mainly in those kind of settings. You worked for Larkspur Hotel for 7 years, where I met you. You worked at the Avery Hotel, the Villa Florence, the Larkspur Landing, among others. You worked for Kimpton Hotels as well, at the Tuscany Inn, Argonaut Hotel, Sawyer Hotel in Sacramento, beautiful hotel. You worked for Noble, who was Kimpton at the Argonaut. And now you are with Springboard Hospitality at Hotel Winters for the last 2 years. You worked in various positions, from engineer to director of engineering, to hotel operations manager, to assistant GM, to general manager. So quite a road, and we'll talk about that. And today you are the general manager of the Hotel Winters. We do have in common 190 connections on LinkedIn. So we have quite a few people we know.
Small world, yes.
They're gonna watch us. So, guys, let me ask with my first question. Number one, after many years in the Bay Area, where you did most of your career, you moved to Sacramento 3 years ago. Could you tell us about the opportunity you had, and how you went through that choice from moving from the Bay Area to go to Sacramento, how it happened, and how was your process?
Sure. So being at the Argonaut in San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf for approximately 4 years, I decided, because my family was growing and I was living in San Francisco, I decided I would, want to move to Fairfield to purchase my first home. And so, amazingly enough, my first home was purchased in Fairfield, and me and my family, my wife, and then we had 2 children. And so we would commute from Fairfield to San Francisco for over 2 years. And, getting up at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, getting on the road, and getting to work about 9 a.m. and then leaving about 5 or 6 p.m. and getting back home about 9 p.m. for I don't know how I did it.
Oh my
for 2
God,
years,
man.
we commuted. And it was a love for the Argonaut, of course, and, my Argonaut family, and the love I had for, of course, Kempton and then Noble House, and, my career path. So the commitment was there, and I just knew that it would be temporary. And so, the opportunity came about that the Kempton Sawyer was going to be opening, and I kept in touch with, many of my Kemptonites, we call them, Kempton family. I found out that there was a position open at the Kempton Sawyer. They were hiring for various positions. And I said, wow, if I could work at the Kempton Sawyer Hotel and live in Fairfield, that would be an opportunity for me not to commute anymore. And not only that, but my career goal was to be a general manager. And at that particular point at the Argonaut, I was the operations manager. So I said, well, I could be the assistant general manager as well. So I reached out and took a trip down to Sacramento and met with the GM and a few other people, and started my career path there as assistant general manager.
Can you tell me, when did you start thinking about trying to be a general manager? When we met, you were an engineer. And as I was just telling you, the first time I met you, I was thinking, he is on the path of growing within that industry, because hospitality fits you very well. But how early did you put yourself in a position to be able to access that position that you have today?
Quite interesting enough, I started my career, as you talked about earlier, but one of the things I wanted to mention, I started in a big box property. I worked at the Marriott in San Francisco on 4th Street. And so there I was a night auditor for 5 years, and working the graveyard shift, 1,500 rooms, 100,000 square feet of meeting space, just a huge facility. And leaving there, I met a gentleman that worked at the Villa Florence, and he said, hey, I think you'd be great in engineering. And so I decided that, I'd try out engineering because I had background in it from growing up. And so, I started as, like you said, as a line engineer and worked my way up to a lead engineer and then a chief engineer. And then I was a regional director of engineering as well, overseeing the Villa Florence, the Cartwright, and the Abri Hotel, which was then called the Monticello Inn.
Monticello.
And so, during that process, those 3 particular hotels had sold to different owners, and I was a regional director then. And so I said to myself, I would like to be a general manager. I think that, with my experience and knowledge and, understanding of the industry, my love for it, I want to do something more. I want to be able to mentor. I want to be able to lead and change lives, as a general manager. And so once the hotel sold in San Francisco, that is when I moved to Larkspur Landing, South San Francisco. And interestingly enough, this is a story that many cannot believe, but I walked into that hotel with my family one day, the Larkspur Landing, South San Francisco, and I met the general manager. Went into his office, said, hi, how you doing? And he said, hi, how you doing? And I got to talk with him about, my experience, and we got to know each other. And he offered me a job on the spot as an operations manager. On the spot. Never met me before. I'm just walking in the hotel to check in with my wife and my father and my mother, and we talked for 30 minutes, and he said, I'd love for you to work for me. And so I said, that is my avenue into being a general manager. If I can work for him as operations manager, and that's, what really started my career into the general manager focus. So
I'm going to rewind from the very beginning. You were a night auditor at the Marriott Marquis? Was Alain Piala your general manager at the time when you were there?
No, the Marriott Marquis. No, I was, that was so many years ago.
Alain opened the Marriott Marquis. He used to be the GM who opened it.
I was working there. It was several years ago, I believe. It was at a time where I was working there when 9/11 happened, and so I don't really recall the GM's name, but I was there for 5 years during that time.
Wow. So you went from a night auditor to an engineer.
Yes. Yes.
Dude, wow. This is
I went from a night auditor to an engineer, and my first job, I remember Richard Moore, very well known in San Francisco. He met me, and we started a friendship, and he said, "Hey, you're perfect for boutique hotels." And he said, "Just come work for me, maybe part time, but I think a full time position will open." And I took him up on it. I something about me always wanted to just really be an engineer. I had that hands-on experience, and so my first job was like painting a wall. He put me to the test. He said, "I want you to paint this wall, and when I come back tomorrow, I want to see how well you've done. And I also want you to caulk this floor in this room." And I said, "Okay, I'll have it done for you in the morning." And my career just went up from there.
Wow. But so you had an interest. You were, I would say, naturally interested or talented to fix things. You were very handy. Yes. I mean, you had that. Yes. You had that gift to start with. You had an interest to do this. But yeah. Did you think at the time that it will lead you to where you are today?
No, I had no idea. I didn't think that it would lead me to being a GM, and actually it wasn't even my thought process at the time. I was happy with just being, a hotel engineer. To me, that was inspirational. That was exciting. That was, something that I could commit to as far as, really taking care of a building and being part of asset, management, leadership team. It was no idea I'd be a GM then.
And when I met you, I can feel that you had the love of engineering because you were so enthusiastic about things, trying to make things work. And I was like, wow, we can feel that, right? As vendors, when we go to hotels, we can see who really care about what they do. It's not just a job. It's something that they enjoy. You're one of them.
Yeah, thank you.
So Guysell, can you tell us about where you are today, about Hotel Winters, where it is located? What is the product? How many rooms you have? Can you describe to us your property and what it is on the market or where you're located?
Sure. So Hotel Winters is located in Winters, California. It's right outside of Davis and about 45 minutes really from Sacramento. Great agricultural, beautiful, intimate town in Winters, and the hotel was built. We opened the hotel actually in September of 2019, and so exciting product. The business model around this property really is corporate negotiated clients and also transient. People want to come for staycations. Also a wedding venue, beautiful wedding venue, and we partner with Park Winters, Field and Pond, Bear Flag Farm, which are beautiful wedding venues. And before we opened, people would love to get married in Winters, but there was nowhere to stay. And so the idea was, wow, we can certainly have people come to Winters and they can get married. And now there's a hotel, and so we are really excited to be here. It's a really fun town, great charm, 4-star property. And, we take pride in, the customer service aspect, the spirit of hospitality. And this hotel has 3 meeting room spaces. One, we have a grand ballroom. It's about 3,500 square feet. We also have a boardroom. And then we also have another meeting room space. So it's just a great opportunity. We've had, of course, pre-COVID, we've had several weddings here, and we've had, high school dances and, corporate meetings. So it's really a hidden gem, and we're really trying to get out there. I remember when I was called for this job, and they said, there's an opportunity for a general manager at Winters. And I said to myself, where is Winters? Wow. So I had to Google where's Winters and found a location and came down here to visit and just fell in love with the town. Great people. And so we have a Italian restaurant that's also connected to the hotel. which is a gorge called Carboni's Ristorante. So I'm actually the general manager for the hotel and the restaurant. And, we offer really nice, authentic Italian food. It's a great restaurant. And, we have 78 guest rooms here. We have 6 fantastic suites, and the rooms are oversized. I mean, 450 square feet to 950 square feet for our suite. So,
and it's all brand new. I mean, it's 2 years old, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's 2 years old, all still brand new. Actually, we made our 1-year anniversary in September of last year. So we're just past a 1 year. But I was here, pre-opening for, the construction aspect, design, et cetera. And so I had the opportunity to participate in that aspect. That's why I've been here just about 2 years.
How is the community welcoming you? Is the community happy to have a hotel of this, of this scale with 4 stars being in the city? How are you guys being looked by your community around?
Amazingly enough, when we opened the hotel, I decided to offer a rate for the community to come and experience the hotel before I opened it up to the general public. And I think the community really loved that. They received it well. It's a tight-knit community. In Winters, there's about 9,000 people, residents of Winters. And between, the city of Winters, between Yolo County, the community, they love the hotel. You have the fathers of Winters who, had to adjust to a hotel being in downtown, but everyone has come around, and even the local community, they love to come down here and eat, and they'll come down here and stay at the hotel, it feels like when you walk into the hotel, you're walking into, a different experience, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to have an intimate experience, 4-star. However, people know they're in Winters, but they feel that step up in service and hospitality.
Good. So how is the market right now going? How you guys been? Because you launched just before COVID, basically. That's when you started. When was the real launch? When was the official launch? What months were they when you really opened the hotel?
We had a soft opening when we first opened. Soft opening was September 10th, and we opened to the general public September 20th of 2019. And in 2020, because of COVID, we had to close the hotel on March 19th and reopened it June 5th. And so, since we reopened the hotel, of course, we had to make all the necessary adjustments to have a safe environment, et cetera, and COVID-19 protocol. But, the market has been, we've had some tough days where we were 5%, 10%. Of course, you had to furlough and, lay people off, as many other people in the hospitality industry had to do. However, we've, in the past several months, we've been able to average about 25 to 30% Sunday through Thursday. And so, we're very fortunate. We're in a drive market. We sold out this past Valentine's weekend, which was awesome to see. The restaurant sold out with covers. And so we know the potential is there. And so we're looking forward to, really moving past this pandemic and really offering an opportunity for people to come and have a wonderful experience.
Is your hotel looking to rehire people in the future? Do you see rehiring more employees at the hotel in the next upcoming months if things goes back up slowly but surely?
Yes, absolutely. We certainly are looking forward to rehiring. We kind of have to plan it out. And so, I'm anticipating that, May, June will be months that we'll see more demand. We have a good amount of rooms on the books already from weddings. And so I'm looking forward to hiring people, I would say around April, because we want to hire, train and have people ready for, when our high demand months come, which is more May and June. And so, we certainly would give people that we furloughed opportunity to come back, and those that were laid off. But I do see us certainly having to bring people back, yes.
Hey guys, maybe you're going to hire someone who comes at the front desk to check in, and he may end up being in your office, and you may hire that person.
The That's right. That's
Because
right.
I think that happened to you. We just talked about this, but that's one of the jobs you had. Just happened like this, right? You were checking in with your family at a property,
Mhm.
right? And the GM happened to be there, and you got hired on the spot.
That was a life-changing experience. And one thing I love about hospitality is, when you're in hospitality, especially in the hotel industry, you have the opportunity to work in different areas, from me working, guest services and night audit, working in the engineering department and working in the, in housekeeping. I mean, and you can grow your career and you can, really understand where your career path is. In hospitality, that's the love I have for it, because I tell you, having the opportunity to work in several areas, you can say, I really want to focus here. This is what I want to do. And I've seen people do it, start in guest services, start in human resources, or start, in housekeeping, and transfer to different departments and totally grow their career, be a bellman, and end up being a guest service manager. I mean, the opportunity is there. So, hard work and dedication, it can come into fruition.
Do you think it's the only industry that is like this, where you can shift career, shift department, and grow quickly, and change so fast? Do you think that is? I don't know.
No, I think so, Pierre. You bring up a good point. I think that this industry is one that is flexible. You certainly, when you work one department, I will say that even as a engineer, when I worked as an engineer, I dedicated myself, just about 7 years as an engineer. And so, you can certainly maneuver. You could, this industry is flexible, but you want to commit, and you almost want to perfect where you were, or what you're doing, and as a front desk agent, or executive housekeeper, whatever that position is, you want to learn it and perfect it, and then decide to move on to a different department. That will enhance your career opportunity if you want to grow into senior management.
Okay. How do you enjoy being a general manager?
Well, I tell you what, Pierre. I tell you what, I didn't know I'd spend my first few years as a general manager in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah.
But, I really enjoy it. One of the things that I enjoy is I enjoy teaching, and I enjoy mentoring, and I enjoy helping people establish their career, right? That's what fulfills me. I can do the P&Ls, I can do the budget, the planning, I can do, the reporting, and understand all the different dynamics and logistics of the department. But for me, so the fulfilling part is being able to help someone else grow. And so, that to me is what makes my job so exciting. Of course, I love the guest experience part of it, shaking hands with guests. I love networking, meeting people in the industry, being part of, different, organizations, and helping the industry and hospitality experience grow. But for me, I enjoy changing lives. I enjoy helping people grow. And so, one of the things I do when I interview people, I ask them, what is your career goal? Where do you want to see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Where do you want to see yourself 5 to 7 years? And I want to do the best I can to help them. And I've done it throughout my years in my career. And I can look back and say, wow, I helped change someone's life. I helped someone's family be better. And so, but I love being a GM. It was my dream, and I'm glad that it came to pass. And I'm glad Springboard gave me the opportunity to be a GM within the organization.
Could you tell us about Springboard a little bit? How many properties they have, and what do you like about Springboard, and what makes it a great company to work for?
Sure. So, Springboard, one thing I love about Springboard was established first historically from OLS Hotels. So many people have heard and know of OLS Hotels, Outlander, Rigger, and we actually rebranded to Springboard. And so it's a very exciting time for us. We did the rebranding in the midst of the pandemic. And so Springboard Hospitality is our new brand. But we were birthed, of course, out of OLS Hotels, same company. And so, we have several hotels. We have hotels in San Francisco, Marin, the Harbor Court Hotel in San Francisco, of course, Hotel Winters, the Marin Suites Hotel, and we also have hotels in Los Angeles, Southern California, in Hawaii. And so I think right now we're at about 42 hotels. I stand to be corrected. We're growing so fast, but we are, it's just an enjoyable company. I tell you, from Ben Raffner, who's our CEO, and he's just such a genuine guy, very down to earth. Has a spirit of humility and very smart to the vice presidents. Just approachable people, very warm-hearted. I get that warm and fuzzy feeling when we're talking and when we're in the room. And that's what I love about it. It's just, you can be yourself. They're open to your ideas, your creativity, and, you become part of the growing company versus, more of them just giving you direction on what to do and how to do it. You can, put your personality into the property and into Springboard.
Got it. I'm going to go to the very beginning. Why did you choose to try to work for the hospitality industry? So you were a night auditor at Marriott. I don't know if you worked for hotels before this, but why the hotel industry? Did you just pick it like this just because you had an opportunity, or did you have a desire to work for that industry from the get-go? How did it came to you?
So, that's a good question, Pierre. And, when I was going to college, I went to school as a minor for child psychology. I was actually going to work for the juvenile detention center.
Oh.
And I actually worked for like group homes years ago. And so I wanted to work with the young people and mentor them and work with their families. So I took all these psychology classes at City College, and I started working with group homes and working with, troubled teens and, the court systems and trying to help them better themselves. And I did that for about a year and a half or so. And, but I've always had the desire and the spirit of hospitality, in my blood, wanting to help people, raised in church and, just part of that, experience of wanting to make people comfortable. And so working at the Marriott, I've always heard, hey, you work in a hotel, you can make a career out of it. It's just, it'll be exciting. And that was just something that kind of went into my spirit. Go work for a hotel. And so that is really what changed my career path from, being, working with, teens and working with youth to working in hospitality. Just something that clicked. And once I started, I just fell in love with it.
Love at first sight.
Love at first sight.
But first, yeah, okay. Professional love at first sight. You're married with 3 children, right?
Yes.
So to love at first sight, hospitality and your wife.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
What rewards do you find in the industry? The rewards you have, it really seems to make people grow and to be able to achieve a career path and to see them grow, right? That's where
Yes.
you find yourself, where you have the most impact, right, with people.
Yes. Yes. One of them is, of course, when people come to stay at the hotel or come to eat in the restaurant, really seeing a satisfied guest, somebody who's, creating that memorable experience. To me, that's rewarding. I love to respond to TripAdvisor reviews. I respond to every single one myself, and our internal reviews for people that just really communicate they've had a wonderful stay, or if they've had some challenges, and be able to recover those guests as well. And so, but I'm rewarded by creating a memorable experience for people. I think, staycations, vacations, spending time in our properties is, to me, something that people deserve and they want to get the most out of. And so that's rewarding to me. And of course, as you forestated, being able to bring about change in people's lives and mentor and help others develop and grow, that's just rewarding to me within itself.
What are the three main qualities you think that someone who is interested to join our industry needs to have? You know, what kind of character, or how would you describe those qualities that no one has to do to be successful like you are, to become like you? What do you need to have?
I would say commitment. I would say that they have to be optimistic. And the other quality I would say is being loyal. I mean, loyal and commitment fall very close, but being, committed to your job and being loyal to those that are overseeing you, or, your supervisors, immediate managers, people look for that. And of course, being optimistic, you have to be optimistic, you have to be positive, you have to, have a spirit of, I can do it, that'll take you a long way.
You were just talking about the reviews that you personally write and, answer all those reviews. Do you think that digital marketing takes more importance now than it was before, like on those OTAs like Expedia, or, do you think that's getting more and more important for you as a GM to be on social network and, on those Expedia, TripAdvisor? How do you think that's changing during the last few years, or?
Yes, so you bring up a good point. One of the reasons why I feel that we were successful is when the pandemic happened, and when we closed in March, one of our main focuses was digital marketing, because people were working from home, people were, homeschooling, and so people, were attached more to their phones, their computers, more than they were when they were going to the offices and doing other things. So, we changed our focus to digital marketing and how we can bring exposure to the hotel, through promotions, through, I was on Fox 40, ABC News. Just a few weeks ago, I was on Good Day Sacramento. I mean, it was about bringing exposure and marketing and promotions. We had this romantic package for Valentine's Day getaway. So, Peter, you're absolutely correct. Digital marketing is very important today, and people, as I said, are attached more to their mobile devices, to Facebook, to Instagram, and so I make it a point. We have to post on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. On Facebook and Instagram, very important, and we have to ensure that we are somehow connected with our community, and those that are in the circle. You have to connect with your community. The community is one of the major supporters, and I have to say Facebook and Instagram is kind of free advertisement. It's, you put yourself out there, and so that I believe that's a huge part of our success, and we're going to continue to do that even after the pandemic, because it's so important, from email blast to any social media platform, even your own personal websites from the hotels and the restaurants. That's huge. We had to convert from actual menus to QR codes, where people can just put their phone up and the menu comes on their phones. So this pandemic has allowed us to really tap into the importance of digital marketing.
Do you have one person who handles this specifically, or is it done at Springboard Hospitality headquarters, or is it your sales department? Who handles, because that's a lot of work to do.
Sure, it is. And so we actually split the responsibilities. So Springboard Hospitality corporate office, they have somebody who helps support and oversee the digital marketing aspect. But we also use a company that does our website management, Lights on Digital. They do our website management, and then on property, we do the Facebook and Instagram management through our director of sales and marketing.
Wow, it's good that you have a plan. I mean, like 3 times a week, you're very clear on what to do and how you do it. And we see you. I mean, I see you on LinkedIn. I see posts on Winters. I've seen that you were on different TV channels. So I was aware of this because of what you've been doing. So Good job.
Yes.
An example to follow. So, we've been talking about communities. Why do you think it is so important to be involved with we talked about the Chamber of Commerce, we talked about, what else? The Downtown Business Association, and Visit Yolo as well. So I put a little sign that's from Visit Yolo. Could you tell us about why you're doing this? And do you think it's something that hospitality leaders have to do, or they should do, and what do you get out from it? Why do you do it, and what do you get out from it? Those involvement.
Sure. So one of the most important parts to me, being a leader in the hospitality industry, is networking, connecting with the community, and doing that through the Chamber of Commerce in Winters, which supports the local businesses. That is huge because the Chamber of Commerce, is almost like a middle person between the business and the community. So you partner with the Chamber of Commerce, and they roll out things that different businesses are doing, where they can get in touch with people that we may not be able to get in touch with, right? And so whether through newsletters, through emails, I think that the more you can broaden your network, the more people will know about you and the more successful you can be. And so doing that through the Chamber of Commerce, the Downtown Business Association. One thing that's important about Downtown Business Association, and I've learned even through this pandemic, is it's not about the hotel and restaurant. It's not just about our business. It's about the experience of coming to Winters. It's about the experience of coming to Yolo County. How do we create an experience that people can come in and share and visit different businesses, right? And so I've been very adamant and trying to encourage and send a vision that, it's not just about the hotel. When people come to the hotel, they'll eat at our restaurant one time, but then they'll want to go to, some of the other eateries in Winters, right? And so how do we work together as a team, create experience, create packages and promotions? How do we work together as a team to understand each other's challenges? How do we, and the part of Downtown Business Association is not just with regards to our businesses, but it's, involving economic development, things that we're hearing about with regards to the community, people that live in the town, what they want to see, because they're a big part of our success. And so, and then Visit Yolo takes all these different avenues to really incorporate the different Chamber of Commerce in Vacaville and Davis, in Winters and in different areas to help the experience as far as us being able to streamline when we're doing things at our different properties, us being able to connect with those that are connected to Visit Yolo. And so when I think about connections as far as the community and the outreach, what I like to do is I like to take all those different elements and try to be a part of it. So not only can I help grow Hotel Winters and help grow Springboard, but also to be a part of growing other businesses. And collaboration is so important. Team effort, and like I said, it's the experience of coming to Winters, the experience of coming to Yolo County. And so I like to celebrate different businesses that are doing well. I like to, help different businesses that are having a challenge. And, I believe that they will also give me the support and help I need to make Hotel Winters better or make the city better. So hugely important when you're a leader in the hospitality industry. I mean, being part of, California Hotel Lodging Association, meeting people, traveling to new cities. I believe that one hotel, one restaurant does not know it all. We can learn so much from each other. And, as a general manager, I believe it's important for us in industry not to dictate, but to be able to open our ears and listen and learn from different people's experience. If I go stay at a hotel and I see something that they're doing that I like, I'll bring it back to my executive team and say, hey, what's your ideas on this? So, I think that's really important as we are a part of these different organizations.
Could you tell us, I know I have the sign behind me, what is Yolo? Yolo County. Could you tell us what it covers, what area Yolo County is covered, what it is?
Yes. Yeah, so Yolo County covers Davis, it covers Vacaville, it covers Winters, a little bit of country, it covers countryside, and it also covers a little bit of West Sacramento and also Woodland. So it covers those four cities in the county.
And could you tell us, I'm going to put on my background some pictures I found about Yolo County. Look, tell me if that's right. Is it like this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Beautiful.
It's beautiful, right?
That's exactly what it's like. Absolutely. The sunflowers, I tell you, when they're blooming, it is an experience within itself. Have to come out and take some pictures.
I put one more just for people to see a little bit. Look at that, guys.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You're on my list. You're on my list. I'm like, I have to go to Yolo County now. And how do you stay healthy with having a great Italian restaurant on property?
Oh boy. Push-ups. Riding my bike when I get home. I have to ride about 10 miles once or twice a week.
It must be hard to have that temptation every day. And you can smell it. And since you are the manager of the restaurant, oh my God, you have to test, right? You have to make sure it's good.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, you're ready for a trip to Italy now. Maybe your next trip with your family will be in Italy.
I'm ready.
Have you been?
I haven't been yet. I'm ready to go.
Well, I think when they reopen this summer, maybe.
Yes.
Tell me about COVID. I mean, you started as a general manager 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So
2 years, yes.
Pre-COVID, and then COVID hit. Could you tell us how did you face it? I mean, we know it has changed a lot of things naturally, but how did you face it? How did you face it? How did you respond to it? And no one can predict what's going to happen, but how do you think things are going to go? And do you think that the impact of COVID is for years to go? Or, just tell us about COVID before and after and how you went through it. I'm just curious to see and what you have implemented, as far as the new way of traveling.
Sure. COVID, when we first heard about it and I was first really confronted with it, I think that, of course, fear was my first response, right? I didn't know how it was going to affect us in the hospitality industry, but specifically with regards to this hotel and, of course, Springboard. I approached it with fear. I was nervous. I didn't understand it. And I just knew that people were dying from it. And I had to approach it with a sense of sensitivity. I had to be very careful. And, my wife, who has a suppressed immune system. And so to me, I had to be super careful with regards to how I talked to people and, how I interacted with the staff. So for me, my approach was, what do we do to ensure we're safe as a hotel? And this came with conversations with, of course, my corporate office, my VP, of what we can do. We came up with a thing, which is called Peace of Mind Promise. And so with the Peace of Mind Promise, we want to ensure that our guests had a peace of mind when they stayed here and our employees had a peace of mind as working here. And so, it was a learning opportunity. I mean, you go from doing very well to having to furlough people, lay people off, close the hotel. And before you reopen, you had to be prepared and ensure that, things that you were doing operationally throughout the years, you had to change it. And I mean, from a guest experience, as far as, we were cleaning rooms every day to not cleaning stable rooms when guests are staying at the hotel, having to put plexiglass up at the guest services desk, having to put signs everywhere and sanitization stations, on each floor, allowing only a certain amount of people in the elevator, closing the fitness room, going from dine-in to outside dining only, and making sure everything was 6 feet apart, socially distanced. But even having all the protocols in place, as a general manager, you have to deal with people's emotions. There's an emotional aspect of it that you have to understand and be connected to and be sensitive to, because there's some employees who feel like there's no need to wear a face mask. Then there's other employees who are super aggressive about the protocols when it comes to wearing face masks, because everyone's experience in their personal life is different. And so you have to really be adamant about the requirements, be sensitive to what people's thoughts are. People will be exposed to COVID. We have to ask them to quarantine. And so for me, I was so I would say adamant about consistency, and to ensure that we were consistent across the board when it came to someone being exposed, somebody reporting that they were around somebody that may have had it, or et cetera, right? And so there were so many different areas that we had to take all of our collateral out of the guest rooms, pillows, pens, notepads. So there was an employee perspective, and then there was a guest perspective, because the guest expectation staying at the hotel, they're used to their room being serviced. They're used to having pens and notepads and pillows on the beds, and they're used to what I call the person-to-person experience. And so we had to adjust. We had to take the person-to-person experience, what I call the human-to-human touch. We had to move back from that, and which really almost takes the spirit of hospitality out of the hotel, because people love the human-to-human touch, the interaction, the shaking their hands, the smiles, and we have to learn from smiling with our mouths to smile with our eyes, and make the transition. So it's been quite the experience. And I would say even now, as we are, we have this vaccine out, and some people are excited about taking it, some people aren't. We are in a place that we just have to be safe and have to keep our peace of mind promise. We have to keep our COVID-19 protocols in place. And, we want to ensure that when the guests come here, they really have a peace of mind. They feel safe, they feel clean, and they feel good about their stay. And so that's the main focus for me. And I feel as we continue to move past this, maybe through, May, June, July, we're going to see more demand. We'll see, of course, this vaccine, a lot of people getting vaccinated, and we can move closer into people feeling more safe about traveling.
Quick question about, because we a lot of time, because we are in that business, we're in hospitality, we think of the guest perspective. How did COVID impacted the housekeepers feel about their job, their position, and the safety of their job? Because it's something that sometimes people forget. There is safety for the guest, but there is safety for the team as well. Did you see your team, your operation team, being concerned to go to work, to come to work or did you find out that your team was ready to just, go with it and tackle it, and that it has an impact on people going to work, for example, or say, what, I'm not working in that industry for a short while because I'm too afraid of what can happen? Did it happen or not really?
No, I would say that there were some employees that was a little bit fearful when, the pandemic started reaching the hotels and we started being affected. But for the most part, when we reopened, because of our, what I did was I had a meeting with the entire staff. We had, and of course it was socially distanced, and I introduced to them our peace of mind promise and what we were doing in the hotel to ensure they were safe and our guests were safe, right? That's what was important. And so once I did that, I believed that they had a peace of mind. So I didn't have employees saying, I don't want to come to work. When they saw we had the hand sanitizers, the face masks, I had ordered, we had our protocols for the guest rooms, we had the plexiglass already in place, our signage was all over the hotel. And so I think that brought a sense of comfort to the team, them seeing that we were reactive and we were ready for, what we had to deal with. And I've been very fortunate to have a team with great hearts, work hard, and, they, don't have a sense of fear when it comes to coming to work. They enjoy coming to work. And so I think that the most you can do is have your, protocols in place, right? And after that, it's about the employees being safe. We provide them with everything that they need, and we've been fortunate.
Wow, good. So a lot of new hats to wear, huh?
Yeah.
Well, guys, all.
I appreciate the psychology classes I took in college, because I tell you,
True.
As GMs, our offices can turn into, psychology.
Well,
psychology sessions.
I think it's very true. I think now GMs have a new role. I mean, you have to be a psychologist, right? It's something you have to be. You have people to trust you and to create that trust.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not easy with what's going on. Well, listen, we're going close to the hours. So I'm going to ask you a few personal questions. That's how I like to end it up. What is your favorite property you ever traveled to? Is there somewhere you went where you had an amazing experience in terms of service that you're like, wow, out of all the travels I took, that property to me is where I had the best time and where they exceeded my expectations? Do you have a
Yes, so Hawaii. So I stayed at a hotel called Beachfront, a hotel in Hawaii, and had a room on the top floor, right off the water. And, people were just so kind, so nice. I told my wife, hey, if we didn't have so many connection responsibilities in San Francisco, I'd love to live in Hawaii. And so I'm looking forward to going back to Hawaii. We have some Springboard hotels down there. We're really growing in Hawaii. And so I'm really happy to have those connections. And, I'm looking forward to staying there. So that, I remember that experience. We stayed there for a week, and just, when they greet you and, they just have a smile on their face, and from the arrival time to departure time, that was quite the experience.
In your time in the Bay Area, what was your favorite restaurant? What was your favorite? Doesn't have to be a great restaurant. It can be a food truck, anything, or a small, hole in the wall somewhere. What was your favorite spot?
My favorite restaurant was Puccini and Panetti.
Oh yeah.
Puccini and Panetti.
So hey, you like Italian food?
I love Italian food. Puccini Panetti, my favorite restaurant. Oh, the food was so good.
Do you have a favorite dish? What's your favorite dish?
Yes, of course, the old-fashioned spaghetti and meatballs.
Hey.
And second would be lasagna. Those are my two favorite dishes.
Guys, you are due to go to Italy with your family.
Yes, yes.
It really sounds like it. Do you like wine? Do you drink wine?
Yes, yes, absolutely, yes.
And Winters is surrounded by wineries, correct?
Oh, wineries, the vineyards, tasting rooms. I mean, this is the place. It's a place to be. I tell you, we just have wonderful Berryessa Gap, Turkovich. Just different places that you can enjoy wine tasting and just buying a good bottle of wine.
Well, hey guys, I admire you for staying healthy and sober.
Thank you.
This is good. So before we part ways, is there anything you want to share with the group? Any words of wisdom for the upcoming months, or anything you want to close up our little casual talk today?
Sure. Well, yes, Pierre, I'm certainly honored to have to be here with you, and the invitation was received with love. And I've known you for a lot of years, as you said, and you've never changed. You've always had a smile on your face. I remember being at the Argonaut Hotel and being at the Villa Florence, and you're always coming to see me. And I always say, Pierre, you're looking good, man. You're always looking good. And so you're still looking good. And so thank you so much. People have decided nowadays, and people are on the edge about, should I continue my career in hospitality? We see a lot of people out there who are changing their career goals and their career focus. And I want to encourage those that maybe going to school or thinking about, what do I do? Do I continue my hospitality career? This is a tough time in hospitality, but I know we will recover. And when we recover, we're going to recover strong. So those that have the spirit of hospitality, you love it, I want to encourage you to continue to strive, continue to follow your career goal and path, and just like me, you work hard, stay committed, stay optimistic, have a spirit of life in you and a sense of bubbliness. I tell you, it will take you a long way. I always say you can, go to school and you can teach people, hospitality, but you got to have it in your heart. It has to be something you love to do. And so if you love to do it, you will be successful. Love will take you wherever you want to go. And so for all those out there that are watching, I want to encourage you, hang in there, stay strong, be encouraged, stay optimistic, be realistic, but be optimistic as well. And I know that things will get better. So I wanted to share that with you. And those that follow my career path, as far as, where I've come from as a line engineer and working my way to general manager, if you're a bellman and, if you're a line level guest service agent, front desk, or whatever it is, you can be what you want to be as long as you stay committed and stay focused. And the most important thing I will say is, don't burn bridges. The hospitality industry is very small. So you want to ensure that I'm not just successful because of my, hard work and commitment, but I'm also successful because I kept a really good network of people around me who wish me the best and have my best interests at hand. So you also want to keep positive people in your circle. Thanks, Pierre.
Wow, those are very good words of wisdom. I'm going to take notes of all of those. This is good. Love it. Guysell, thank you very much for your time today. I'm grateful to know you, and I wish you all the best to you and your family. We'll see each other soon, and
Yes.
Until then, be well, and I wish you all the success that you, your team, and your family deserve.
Thank you so much, Pierre.
Guysell, you have a great day. À bientôt. Ciao,
You too.
ciao. Ciao.
Bonjour.